Thank you, Rabbi, for the very kind words and the opportunity to address our community. On behalf of the Hatzalah community, we have a very important and serious public announcement. As you all know, Baruch Hashem, we have been blessed with a fantastic group of caring, compassionate, and professional EMT and paramedics that the community over the years has learned to trust and turn in times of crisis. It is apparent in the looks on your faces, the huge sense of relief that greets us when you invite us into your homes, often during times of crisis. Now, more than ever, we beg you to trust us. Yes, Baruch Hashem, the sirens have slowed down. The call volumes have slowed down. Where we were getting 150 calls in a day, we are now getting 90 to 100 calls. That is still double the amount of calls that we would get on a regular pre-non-COVID day. Unfortunately, there are many sick patients that are still hospitalized in intensive care units. Unlike most typical medical cases, these patients have been staying for an extended period of time, using precious beds and resources that the hospital is seriously running out of. The hospitals continue to be overwhelmed in the most critical units. Unfortunately, we are still seeing many very serious calls every day, and the demand for critical beds, though less, is still there. Trust me, I have been in the hospitals, and it is truly frightening. I have seen the vast amount of patients with no one by their side. I do not wish that on anyone. Unfortunately, every one of us can stop and think about the many people that we know have passed away. This is personal. This is happening to people we know and love. Our message. We all have cabin fever, and we are pushing to get outside. The weather is getting warmer, and we are making this appeal now more than ever. We need to remind you, we must stay vigilant and continue to adhere to the guidance we have been taught to prevent a recurrence. Social distancing is a must. Masks must be worn at all times outside. It is now the law. Gloves should always be worn when shopping in supermarkets. We must wash our hands with soap and water for 20 seconds or more frequently, especially when returning home. In the absence of hand washing, Purell should constantly be with us and used at all times. Of course, no minyanim anywhere. That includes the backyards and driveways. Ball playing should only be done with our own children in our own yards. No get-togethers of any kind. Gathering must stop, hopefully for just a little while longer. We are so proud and humbled to see that our parents and grandparents are truly following these guidelines. Through the usage of social media and smartphones, they too have learned to stay at home, yet remain connected to the ones they love and cherish. Baruch Hashem, this truly is saving lives. Now is the time to continue and be more vigilant than ever and not let our guards down. There's a new initiative being spoken about that checks for presence of COVID antibodies in our blood, which is thought to show past exposure as well as immunity to the COVID virus. If we are shown to have developed the immunity to the COVID virus, then hopefully we will be able to soon go out in public. Please keep in mind, the tests currently being offered around the community are not FDA approved. The rapid tests, the ones you get on the spot, are being advertised in the community, have been shown not to be accurate and absolutely cannot be relied upon. Until proper tests are released that approved by the FDA, along with the corresponding protocols that have been developed based on proper research, none of the current policies should change. Relying on inaccurate test results, in addition to not understanding the ramifications of exposing others who have not yet had the virus, can prove to be fatal to the loved ones. Chas v'shalom. As I sit outside of my porch on Ocean Parkway and the sun goes down, I am so proud to see almost everyone walking on Ocean Parkway wearing masks and walking apart from each other. Countless people have stopped by to say thank you to the local Hatzalah members. We can't underestimate how much it is appreciated by each and every one of them. Each and every one of us is a true Eved Hashem, both you and I, both. We are all partners in Hashem's work. As Hatzalah members, we have just one small job. There are many others out there who have been instrumental in helping our community deal with the pandemic. The rabbis are instrumental through their daily chizuk and daily classes in Torah learning. The Chazanim continue to help us reach Hashem through the power of song. There are many other organizations that deserve to be thanked. There will be plenty of time for that once this pandemic is over. But the real thank you goes out to each and every one of you. The following guidelines set up by our rabbis, doctors, and government: masks, gloves, hand washing, and Purell, and for continuing to be vigilant with social distancing despite the hardships. For years you have been telling us that you trust us. It has never been as important to trust us as it is now. Please, we beg you, trust us now so that we can help end this pandemic today. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.